Back on Inside Tennessee, talking to two Republicans for the at-large 11th seat on commission. Kim Frazier with us, also Devin Driscoll. Devin, let's start with you on this question. Should we pay our deputies more? Yes or no? Should we pay our teachers more? Yes or no? And how do you do it?
So that's a great question, John. I'm going to take one at a time. First, the police. My big belief is no parent should ever have to worry about their child coming home at night, first and foremost. So I truly believe we need to pay our officers more. We also need to look at recruitment of new officers. And that's one thing we've been doing at D1 for a long time. We've helped with the National Guard and Knox County Sheriff Department to almost act as a tunnel with kids graduating high school that are interested in going into the force. And so far, that's been a very fruitful project that we're going to continue to help with. And as for teachers, I do believe we need to constantly be reinvesting in the people that are reinvesting in our future. You know, Lincoln said the next generation of our country is in our schools. So I believe we need to do both of those things. Now, how we do it's a great question. Like I said earlier, the one thing I'm against is a tax increase in Knox County. I brought that up earlier, and I stand strong against that. I also am a small business owner. You know, I started my business with $110 in my back pocket in my apartment complex backyard. And the one thing I've always known how to do is run a budget. I know it's like to make payroll. So I know Mayor Jacobs has done an incredible job on the budgeting over the years, and the new budget is obviously coming out in the first week of May. And I look forward to looking at that and seeing what his plans are for the future. But I believe working with the commission and Mayor Jacobs' office and making sure we can finally put lines in year after year to constantly increase pay for both of those, as well as incentive-based programs as we grow as a county, is something that will only benefit the next generation of Knox County.
Kim Frazier, your answer, yes or no, pay teachers more, pay deputies more, and how do you do it?
Right, I echo what Devin said, yes and yes. So for a long time, you know, our officers have been, their pay increases have been kind of stagnant. And so I absolutely support increasing their pay and giving them the type of, the quality of life that they deserve. You know, they go out, run into chaos for our safety and protection, and they deserve anything that our county can provide for them: tools, resources, benefits, additional money. Again, you know, what we need to do is continue our relationship with the sheriff's office. We tend to have education and our sheriff's office working in silos. I think county commission can work together, and we can look at how we can make some cuts top down and put that back into the pockets of our officers. As far as education, our teachers deserve additional pay. You know, I've asked this question for many years. It doesn't seem like our dollars are making it into our classrooms. Our per pupil investment is lower than the four other metro areas, and it's lower than the state average. There's a reason. I think under the new leadership, I think we're going to get some answers to those questions, and I hope to be a part of that conversation and do what I can as a commissioner to make sure that our teachers are receiving the compensation that they deserve.
Candidates, let's shift to another topic, and that's dealing with social needs. We have an increasing need for services and demand for services, things like mental health, homelessness, lower income folks who need housing. Well, first, do you think that's something that County Commission should be addressing? And if so, how do you do that? And Ms. Frazier, let's start with you.
You know, I'm very passionate about mental health, especially as I serve on a high school advisory council. You know, we aren't talking about that. Many of our students are in crisis. We've had more suicide assessments this past year than any other year in the history of Knox County schools. And it's not up to our advisory councils to counsel. And we don't have the mental health workers to actually go into the schools. We do have a great, you know, third-party contract, but they can't find enough skilled therapists to meet the need. And that's something we really have to look at. You know, in addition, I think I've worked with the local Department of Health, and we have some amazing services. The problem is outreach. We're not getting out into the communities where the problems are. And so we've got to extend our outreach and look at our service areas. And, you know, I believe in supporting those with mental health and doing everything that we can from a public service standpoint. And what was the second part of your question?
I think you answered it. Devin, we want to get your take on John's question.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great question, John. You know, it's something that I've been dealing with a lot at D1, specifically with young athletes across the area. I know Mayor Jacobs, the commissioner, were working on the mental health issue across the county for some time and investing some of our funds into that. I look at it from a little bit more of a grassroots perspective. And what I mean by that is as simple as this is, during COVID, where a lot of our athletes, a lot of people across the area had to go to virtual learning. I had 6 kids that lost college scholarships because of the fact they couldn't learn virtually. And 2 of those kids have had some serious issues with this since. And it's something we're dealing with on a day-to-day basis. It's something that I believe we need to continue to invest in with the community. And this is something that I think goes beyond county commission. I think this is something as a community we need to work together on. There's a variety of other businesses here in town that are doing just that. I met a woman recently that gives free haircuts on the weekends to homeless people and then helps them with job opportunities. And there's so many people in there that want to invest in this. So I think as a commission, yes, I think we play a part. But I think as a community, we need to play a bigger part and work together. One thing I always say about Knox County, and I'm a product of this, is we're a community-based business. We're community-based in general because people in Knox County want to help Knox County. And I think we need to band together for the future of us more than just county commission.
Devin, Driscoll, Kim Frazier, I wish we had more time. Thank you both for running for County Commission. It's great to see qualified people putting themselves out there. It's not easy to do. You spend a lot of time campaigning. We wish you both the best of luck, and we'll see you after the primary.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're back with a Democrat right after this.